Hi, welcome back to I Am Life Puzzle. Ann Kramer here, and we're continuing our series on loneliness to wholeness, where we're recognizing that while loneliness has a lot of us caught in its grip, that really to transform it, wholeness is where we're putting our attention. And in this session, what we're going to look at is the feeling piece of your life puzzle. And this is really a cornerstone to not only making your life puzzle, but for dealing with loneliness, because loneliness for most of us really connects to our feelings. We get depressed, we get sad, we get angry, we get afraid of coming out of, and we get stuck in those patterns. So what we're going to look at today is 5 actions that you could take in that process, kind of break out of a loneliness pattern and also begin to strengthen how you manage your feelings on a daily basis. And as a result of that, really move through loneliness and move on to wholeness. So here are the 5 actions that I'm going to suggest for you to think about. The first one is when you're sad or lonely, commit to going outside and just taking a gratitude walk. And what I mean by that is as you're walking, wherever you're walking, notice everything around you. Notice the sounds. Are there birds? Or is there a train going by? Something like that. Use all your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What can you touch? Don't touch the poison ivy. But really taking in the world around you and having gratitude for the beautiful world you live in. And as a result of that, you may find that it kind of breaks you out of that loneliness feeling, because this is a great big world you are a part of. And when you get home, take a few moments to write things down in your gratitude journal, okay? 3 things at least that you really appreciated on this gratitude walk. So that's one thing. The second thing is to go on a smile journey. I know you think, oh, this woman is crazy, but I'm not, because smiling actually tells your face that we're in a better mood and that life is kind of moving through that sadness and that depression that we get stuck into. So now what I want you to do is take that smiling face and go someplace like the mall or a museum or a park, someplace where you're going to see maybe 5 to 10 people. And I want you to walk around for about 20 minutes just smiling at people. It'll blow your mind, it'll blow their minds, but it really does work. Just smile and see if anybody reacts or responds, and what kind of connection are you making as a result of you're doing that smiling too, okay? Third thing is to go back to the I Am Life Puzzle YouTube channel that you're on here, or you may be on TikTok watching this, I'm not sure. But in there you will see a session called the Feeling, Thinking, Flow, Roots for Addictive Behavior Choices. And what this really is teaching you how feelings and thinking come together. And what I want you to really concentrate on when you're watching that session is the demolition derby. The demolition derby, right? If you've ever been to a car race, they do this funny thing where cars do a crazy 8, right? They go crashing into each other in the middle of the 8. And it's really quite hilarious. Well, what I always say is humans have demolition derbies in their feelings and thinking. That once we start thinking negatively or depressed or whatever, it tends to keep on going crashing, crashing, crashing. And in that session at I Am Life Puzzle on the YouTube channel, it really discusses in detail how to break out of this demolition derby pattern. So that's an action I'd like you to take. Go watch that video in addition to this one. The fourth thing to think about is thinking ruts. It's to identify patterns that you get into. And in this process, it really disrupts your ability to manage your emotions. It's things like overgeneralization, all or nothing thinking, concentrating on the negative. Things that once you get in that pattern, it's really hard to get out of until you stop and recognize them. And there's a session also at I Am Life Puzzle that talks about thinking ruts. And once you recognize you're in one, then you can break out of it. And loneliness tends to have people getting into thinking rut patterns, and we want to break out of those. So really sit down and ask yourself, am I in a thinking rut? Am I stuck in a thinking pattern that isn't serving me? So that's the fourth thing. And then the fifth thing is to go to a playground and just watch children playing. Look at them having fun emotions and laughing and giggling, and then I can almost guarantee if you stay there like 20 minutes, you're going to see some little kid start crying because something happened. Emotions for children run all over the place, and little children don't manage emotions. Emotions manage them. And it's a great example for yourself to remember that as we grow older, we need to learn how to manage our emotions. And if yours are not well managed, this is a really key place to spend some time learning how to manage your emotions, because it will really help you in other areas of your life puzzle as well. But it will help disrupt that loneliness pattern as you begin to recognize, what am I feeling? How am I managing it? Am I letting it keep me stuck in loneliness, or am I using it to help me grow to wholeness? And you'll see in the Joy of the Playground, it really is about letting emotions flow and having a great time with them as well. And so in review of all 5 of these things that I've mentioned, one is to go on a gratitude walk and appreciate all the beauty around you. Second is to go on a smile journey, right? And smile at others in the world around you. Third is to recognize that you might be in a demolition derby feeling thinking flow and want to break out of it. Fourth is to recognize thinking ruts that you might get stuck in that are triggering your emotions and keeping you from really having a great day. And the fifth thing is to go to a playground and watch children play and see emotions, and you had to say come and go, and they come and go, and knowing that as children they may not know how to manage them, but you have to learn how to do that as they will over the course of their life journey. All these things together will help you grow the feeling area of your life puzzle, and in the process build your wholeness. Life puzzle, a piece at a time, with the whole you in mind.